Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, I'm wearing no makeup today, and that's because we're gonna go through my everyday natural makeup routine that I love to wear every day, and that makes me feel the prettiest, and honestly I feel like look the prettiest too. I do not like wearing a lot of makeup. I honestly don't wear a full beat quite often, but I do love a natural beat. I love to enhance my features and just, you know, add a little more structure to my face. So I'm going to show you the exact routine that I do every day. I switch my products out, but I do have some staple forever like ride or die products that I will share with you, and then I'll tell you how I can switch up my look, what products I usually switch out for a different kind of vibe. But today we're just going to do kind of like a natural glowy pretty beat. Obviously when we think natural everyday makeup, we think of glowy, kind of very skin-like. We don't think a lot of foundation, a lot of eye makeup. We don't think that. But I will tell you that the most important thing in these kind of natural glowy looks is the base. It doesn't matter what, I will always do my skincare. So sometimes I already have like a very glowy base because it'll be right after I had just done my whole routine. I love this Road Barrier Milk for a nice, glowy, sticky base. This is gonna really help your makeup blend all together and just really look like skin. Also, if you're a dry girl, your makeup is gonna separate if your face is not hydrated, glowy. Your skin needs to be glistening. I am a big concealer girl. I really don't reach for foundations. I think concealer does the job just as good, but in a situation where I really actually do want to do like a natural makeup routine, I'll sometimes use a tint that's very light, very minimal, and right now this Le Beige water tint from Chanel is amazing. It gives the most minimal coverage. It's a really, really nice base, and it is so hydrating. You see how it's literally a water consistency? I take a brush and I just kind of rub it all in. Love this stuff. It's so nice. It also smells really, really nice. It's not too heavily fragranced. Luxury makeup can typically be pretty fragranced, and this one is not. It's actually really nice, very subtle. And now this is where we're gonna go in with the concealer. I'm obsessed with this concealer right now. This is the Make Beauty one, Mimetic Concealer. Also, some other options that I love for natural concealer. We have the Kosas, and then we have the Victoria Beckham concealer pen. You guys know I love this one. It's so nice. Placement is key. I really like to do right here under my eyes, in the middle of my forehead, on my chin, and then I kind of go up in a lifting motion, and then in these two little areas. And then of course, if you have any pimples or any blemishes, just go over with your concealer. I've been also really loving the new Kosas eye brighteners. I'll just kind of dab that on top of where the concealer is, just on the inner corner of my eyes, because that's typically where I have any darkness, etc. Whatever brush you want to use, I'm going to use this Mario brush, and I kind of just start dispersing this all over my skin. Again, I like a concealer over a foundation, so I'm going to use this all over my face to kind of add that coverage. I always say use makeup to enhance your features, not to cover them up. I work really hard on my skin, and you know, I have a really consistent skincare routine, all my supplements, etc. So I feel like I want to show off that hard work. So I'm really using the makeup to just enhance what I have. Now we have a very, very even base. This is the fun part. Now we can spice it up with blush, with a little bit of contour, whatever the heck we want. But our base is flawless. Our base is skin-like. It doesn't look like we have makeup on, and that's the goal. Now I always say, probably the most important thing in your makeup routine is gonna be your brows. I feel like brows shape the face in a way that people really don't see. When you think about makeup, you really just don't think about brows, but brows are so important. I'm gonna go very natural today. We're gonna use this brow tint, which is one of my favorites. It's better when my brows are laminated. Now my brows kind of need to be laminated again, so they're kind of hard to work with, but it just adds a very, very subtle tint, and it adds a really nice hold to the brow as well. I used to love the whole like soap brow laminated look, and I have strayed away from that. I don't know why. I really like a more structured brow. lately. I just feel like it suits my face pretty well. So I don't know if you can tell, but it just adds a little bit of structure and a little bit of tint. I also love the Maybelline one too, the brow tint. It's like a mousse. It's really, really nice. And then I'll take a brow pencil and just add a little more structure to the front of my brow. I feel like this really kind of sharpens the look and makes you look very clean looking. I think the structure to the brow really makes a huge difference. Sometimes I'll literally just add a line and a few hairs in the front. I've always had more of a sparse brow up here. I'm not sure why, I just like never grew hair here, so I always tend to fill that out. And don't worry about messing up because we're gonna go in with the brush side after to kind of fluff it all out and make it all blend together. So you see how they look kind of messy? Take the brush side of whatever brow pencil you're using and just brush that so they look very natural and very, very blended together. Very easy, but it makes the biggest difference. Next, very important task, especially if you're not wearing mascara, which I never do on my natural days, is you want at least a curl to your lash. This also makes a huge difference. The difference between a curled lash and a not curled lash. Look at how much more lifted my face looks. Something so small can really, really change the way your makeup looks or how just awake and put together you look. Don't be intimidated by the lash curler. So much better. I think one of the keys to mastering that natural glowy look is you need to be bronzed. You need to have some sort of tan on your face because I feel like when you're not wearing a lot of makeup, it can kind of make you look a little washed out. So I'm gonna use my Rare Beauty contour and I'm gonna put this everywhere where I want a little more tan bronze contour. Putting it on your eyes is also a huge tip. And I'm just gonna blend that all out in the areas that I want. I like to keep my bronzer and contour kind of higher up on my cheek. This will just kind of help snatch the face and give you more of a structured face versus a round face when you put it kind of down here. This is just the best liquid contour, and I'm not biased because I was literally one of the faces of the campaign. I swear I'm not biased. I swear it's so good. You want to make sure you're blending any contour or bronzer into your hairline so it looks very seamless and natural, or else it's going to be a weird line between your hair and your skin. I always blend it down my neck so it's seamless. One of my main keys is putting that same contour bronzer in your eyelid. It adds such a nice structure to the eye. It's a quick eyeshadow hack too. Like I don't have to put anything on my eyes. Obviously I wouldn't anyways, but I really don't now. We are bronzed. Now that we're all bronzed, we can now play with some blush. I have so many blushes that I love and that I kind of go in between. I'll show you some of my favorites. The sort of tones that I tend to go for that looks, I think, best with my skin tone is reds, burnt colors like mahoganies, or like rosy, like kind of like mauve-y colors. For example, some of my favorite reds, this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beautiful Glow Lips and Cheek Pinched Cheek Glow. Fun fact, if you didn't know, red is actually the most natural looking blush on all skin tone because the color of your blood obviously is red, so it's the most natural looking blush is actually red, not like a baby pink. I love reds. I've always loved reds. Another really good one is this House Labs one. This is the shade Glassy Watermelon. I also love this NARS Afterglow liquid blush. This is Orgasm Rush. I know NARS's names are super crazy, but this one's kind of a more burnt red. This is such a beautiful color. I'm actually gonna wear this one today, but I guess this will kind of like stem into the other colors that I love. I love this burnt kind of color. I love Road Toasted Teddy. It's a really nice like toasted brown red color, along with the same blush, the red blush that I showed you, but this is the shade Sunset Bronze Glow. This is such a gorgeous shade. Honestly, these are two of my favorite blushes, especially in the summertime. But for today, I think I want to go in with the Orgasm Rush from NARS and just show you how that like burnt, pretty burnt, warm color. It just looks so pretty. I love it. So I'll blush really on the high points of my cheek using that same brush that I use for concealer. This is the best brush. This is the Mario Duo brush. And I'll use this side to blend any blush. I keep it really high up on the cheek. and kind of almost under my eye a little bit. This gives a very, very natural look on the skin. Just gives that like sun-kissed vibe, and I feel like just goes really, really nice with my olive skin tone. This is a really great blush to kind of build up. Sometimes I'll even just put it on the back of my hand and dab a little bit at a time. And since this is a very natural look and I'm not wearing anything on my eyes, I'm gonna also just kind of sweep that on my eyelid too. And this gives a very cohesive, like really pretty look. A little more, and I'll just brush that on the top of my nose, kind of where the sun would kiss you. You want top of the cheeks, top of the nose, and honestly you could just put a little bit on your forehead too. You can leave it like this or you can add a little more. I love these Dior Forever Glow Maximizers. This is the shade Rosy. I kind of will do the same thing. I'll add this to the top of my hand and I'll do the same with the brush and just kind of tap that on top as well. This is going to give more of like a sheen to the look. It's just so pretty. And if you feel like there's a harsh line between the blush, take that same brush that you use to blend your concealer and just go around the edges to make it look a little more blended with your skin. I typically don't powder all of my face, obviously, when I'm doing a natural, because I want that kind of glow. This is my favorite loose setting powder, especially for this kind of look. I think it is just honestly perfect. I'm gonna take just a little bit on a big fluffy brush, make sure there's no creases under my eyes, and I'm just gonna set the inner corner just so we're not too shiny. And that's all the powder that I'm gonna use. I like the glowy look. I think one of my favorite parts about natural makeup look is freckles. I love freckles. I will put them on my face till the day I die. I like to use them on my nose specifically because it adds like a really nice little contour. It will make any look, even full glam, look just a little more natural. And the key to making your freckles look natural is you have to add them to other areas of your face. So add a little bit to your cheek, your forehead, because no one just gets freckles on the top of their nose, you know? But I think the freckles make such a cute difference. I also have to highlight these new Glow Recipe flushes. They are meant to be just like a flush of color on your cheek. They're skincare packed. These are so, so good. I've been really liking these. I've been using those a lot. Now for lips, our favorite part, and I think probably the most important part, I like to add a little tint to my lips. Doesn't matter. I usually use Benetint. These are good too, these milk jelly tints. I like Benetint. I use it almost every single day just to add a little more color. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna go in with this liner that I use all the time. This is a liner stain. This is the Sashu lip liner. This is gonna just make your look very easy because this is gonna stay on your lips. It's gonna stain the lips and then you can go into liner after to touch it up. But I really love this one. This is the shade Pinked. I'll wait a few minutes. Let this dry. It's been a few minutes. Now we can peel them off. I mean, you can leave this on for as long as you want. I've left this tint on while I did a whole face of makeup. But I don't need a whole bunch today. I love the color that this lip stain leaves. I'll just take this towel that is stained with a bunch of makeup and I'll wipe off the excess. And you can see how it just leaves this perfect, beautiful tint. And she's not going anywhere. She's gonna stay on your lips all day. I'm just gonna take a liner. I love these Hard Candy liners and kind of just add a little bit more structure to the Cupid's bow. The key to overlining your lips and it's still looking natural is only overline down here in your Cupid's bow and then stay within your regular lip line. I'm gonna use Summer Friday's Pink Sugar today. And I'm just gonna add a gloss layer on top. You can use whatever your heart desires. Sometimes I use brown, sometimes I use red, sometimes I use clear. It really just depends. This would be my finished product for my everyday natural makeup routine. If I'm not talking to the camera, this takes me maybe 5 minutes. Super, super quick. You can always add more blush, you can add more tan, you can add more freckles, you can add a skin tint under this. You can do whatever your heart desires. This is just my version of my everyday routine that's gonna just make me feel a little cuter. And I feel way more put together than when I started this video. Sometimes I'll add just a little more blush, maybe like a little bit of powdered blush. I like the glowy look, like I said, so I'm gonna stick to kind of a glowy powder blush as well. This is the makeup look you guys typically see me in. It's easy, it's pretty, it's gonna enhance your features without taking away from your natural beauty. And even though it's such a minimal product, you can really switch up the look with a different color blush, with a different color lip. Like, you can really just mix and match and kind of alter this look to whatever the vibe for the day is. But it's as simple as that. It's super easy. I hope this was helpful. I always get questions on what my everyday makeup routine is, and this is it. This is it, and you will look so cute in it, and it will take you little to no time. That's all I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I hope you feel so beautiful in this makeup routine, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you.